Hello, family. Welcome back to the third episode of the Purpose series. My name is Ruth Ogadima, and I am delighted to be your pilot on this journey. Now, if you haven't seen or watched the previous episode, episode 1 and 2, what are you waiting for? Please go back. Go back and watch the first and the second episode. Okay, it will give you a good background to everything we'll be discussing on this series. So please go back and watch the first and the second episode. But before then, let me give you a recap on what we've done so far. On the first episode, we established how that you by there, you are not an accident. It doesn't matter how you came to this world, you are not an accident. Okay, and we established how that you are carefully thought of, you are carefully designed by God and sent here on earth to fulfill a mandate, a purpose. So it doesn't matter what anybody is saying to you, you are in God's plan and He is intentional about your life. Okay, on the second episode, we established the fact that your job, the job you're currently doing, the business you're doing that pays you so much, how that if it's not aligned to your purpose in life, it is not. If it's not aligned to the assignment God has sent you to do here on earth, it is not your purpose. Which explains why you see a lot of people who have good paying jobs, like at the end of the month, their bank accounts screams loud. But when you have a conversation with these people, you notice that they still feel empty. They still feel depressed, they still feel frustrated. There is this vacuum in their heart. They really want something to fill it. Now that thing is purpose. Okay, but if you are not where you're supposed to be, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do in line with your purpose, you cannot feel that fulfillment that you're looking for. It will not happen by magic. Okay, so if you want to learn more on what we discussed on the second and first episode, please kindly go back and watch the episodes. Today on episode 3, I am about to share something even more interesting. Listen, purpose is like a journey. Having thought on purpose for over a decade now, I've come to realize that purpose is like a journey. Purpose is progressive in nature. Purpose is like a journey. It is not something that you sit down and figure out everything you're supposed to do here on earth just in one day. It doesn't happen that way. Okay? Purpose is like a journey. In fact, if God allows you to see everything you're supposed to do here on earth just in one day, if He allows you to see everything, you are going to be depressed because it will overwhelm you. So purpose is like a journey. You need to take the first step before you know the next step. Okay? Purpose is like a journey. You need to take the first step before you know the next step. The Bible says if you're faithful in little, more will be given to you. That's the key. So you need to take the first step for you to know the next step to take. That's why I said it is like a journey. You don't sit down and figure out everything at once. It will overwhelm you. It will overwhelm you. Let me tell you a quick story. I was having a one-on-one consultation with someone last year or so, and I asked the first question. I asked the person, still on this matter of purpose, I asked the person, so what can you do? Do you have skills or something? So she mentioned up to 12 things. 12 skills. I'm not kidding you, because I know the person in question. If I don't know that lady in question, I will start doubting what she said, but I know her. Everything she mentioned on that list, I've seen her do them perfectly. So I said to her, so why are you not doing something? Why are you not doing something? She said she's trying to figure out the exact thing that God will have her do. She wants to know what God will have her do and how she will start and all that. I said, wow, can you please start with one? Start with one first. It's when you count one, you can count two. When you count two, you can count three. That's how it works. Because I've been there. If you sit down and keep worrying your head, thinking of how to figure out everything you're supposed to do in one day, you may never get there. You may get to age 50, 60, 70 and realize that you haven't done anything with your life. So purpose is progressive. Okay? So you have to take the first step for you to know the next step. You have to take the first step for you to know the next step. So from today, I need you to take home this assignment. Sit down and carefully ask yourself, what has God told me before? Or what do I currently have? What has God told me before? What has He shown me about me? Or what are the skills I currently have? What am I doing with them? Have I ever done something with at least one of the skills I have? That's your assignment for today. Sit down and carefully ask yourself this question. If you do, you will just realize that you have been the one holding back every other step you need to take on this journey. Truthfully, once you're able to figure out one thing, start with one thing, just one thing, and that one thing, be very faithful in doing that one thing. By the time God sees your obedience, He will begin to show you, okay, now you can shoot videos. You can actually edit videos. You can learn video editing. You can learn how to position this thing like this. Okay, you can actually learn graphics. He begins to open those possibilities up to you because now you are on the track. Okay, you've entered the journey, you've entered the road, so He cannot leave you stranded. Because He has seen that, you are running with something, He will begin to show you one step at a time. Okay, so now that you have started this business, you started with one thing, He begins to show you, okay, you can actually add a perfume to this store. You can add this to here. You can put this here. You can put this here. Now that you've started this job, okay, you can do this one by the side. That's how it works. Now that you started this ministry, okay, you just started with talking to people online. Okay, you can take it a step further. Start consulting. Okay, start a ministry. Okay, start something outdoors. Start something outside church, or that's how it works. The moment you take the first step, He will begin to open up every other step you need to take. Remember, I said, if you are left to figure out everything at once, it will overwhelm you. Because by the time you see the magnitude of what you're supposed to do here on earth, you go run. You'll be afraid to even start. So God just wants you to see this path. Once you obey this step, He will not say, okay, you're qualified, because for every step you obey, it builds your capacity, it develops your capacity to be able to handle the next step. For every step you take, that step develops your capacity to be able to handle the next step. Okay? Stop worrying yourself. Take the first step first. Just like a baby learning how to walk. You don't start running in one day. You take the first step, and then you build muscle and capacity to take the next step. That's how it works. Right? I hope this video has blessed you today. Please do well to share to your friends and your loved ones. I will see you again in our next episode on Sunday. God bless you. Bye.